Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well and preparing best for your examinations. So without wasting any time, let us dwell deep into the science and technology section of the Hindu. So this is the science and technology page for the Hindu, okay, March 27, 2022 Sunday edition. So let us see, identify first which are the important news and then we will try to analyze them. T cell immune response seen a year after infection. Okay, technical term T cell immune response. We'll just have a look over it, what it is all about. Okay, then COVID-19 in Africa. Okay, we'll read it. It is very important. Small native forest better. Okay, fruit flies need sleep. Okay, selecting good embryos. Fine. Then we'll have to read how mitochondria adapted to living within cell. Okay, and then smoking causes over 7 million deaths a year. Yes, this is a very serious problem. We'll just give it a look. It is more related to substance abuse, right? Society section. Okay, so we'll just give it a read. Fine. So let's see what are the important news now. Strong and long standing T cell responses were seen when people were not reinfected or vaccinated. Okay, first let's see what is this infographic. Protective efforts of T cell immunity. So T cell is a type of lymphocyte. Okay, lymphocyte means white blood cell. Now with this background, let's see. T cell immunity protects against the progression of disease. Okay, so what does T cell immunity do? It does not allow disease to spread in the body. Neutralizing antibodies were detectable even 12 months after infection in most individual. Okay, so antibodies that neutralize the virus were detected even 12 months, means even after 1 year after infection in most individual. Okay, neutralizing antibodies remain stable 6 to 12 months after initial infection in people younger than 60 years. Means for people who are younger than or whose age is less than 60 years, okay, the neutralizing antibodies means T cell remained stable, not active, means stable for 6 to 12 months, means they can also be found after 12 months. Okay, so after initial infection, people younger than 60 years. Neutralizing antibody titrate declined in older person and people with critical disease. So what happened? This T cell immunity declined where was it found declining? In people who were older, means more than 60 years or so, and people with critical diseases like cancer, heart disease and all those things. So in those, neutralizing antibodies decline. Yes, this is expected. Why it declined? Because the critical disease or age factor leads to decline of lymphocytes in the body. The magnitude of T cell response did not vary immaterial of how severe the disease was. Okay, the magnitude of T cell response did not vary immaterial of how severe the disease was. So the magnitude means the number of T cell means like the number of T cells produced by the body. It was not dependent on how severe COVID disease was there. There was this T cell disease in even people with mild COVID and in people with high means severe COVID. Memory T cell response to original strain were not disrupted by new variants. What is memory T cell? Memory T cells are the T cells, okay, that has a memory against specific antigen. Means when it finds that antigen, it produces the relevant antibodies. And these memory T cells were not disrupted by new variants. Fine. Durable and robust T cell response seen against variants including Delta even after 1 year of infection. So okay, so durable and robust T cell response. So T cell response durable. Why? Because it is more stable for 6 to 12 months, right? And robust because the magnitude of T cell response did not vary, as well as memory T cell response to original strain when not disrupted by new variants. Right? We are seen against variants including Delta even after 1 year of infection. So this is, I think, more than enough. The infographic has said everything about it. Okay, let's give it a read, a very small read. Like the most of the country where Omicron variants have become dominant and cause reflection. However, across the world, Omicron variant was found to cause only mild disease and full vaccinated person. Okay. infected by highly transmission, but no studies have been done to evaluate the okay. A new study from this was all the background. Now here a new study from Wuhan addresses this gap. What gap? That here is the gap. Let me read it now. But no studies have been done to evaluate the protection effect of memory T cell immune response against severe disease 12 months after primary infection. Right? Why it was not done? Because 12 months were not over. Now it is done by Wuhan. A new study from Wuhan addresses this gap. It was published in Lancet Microbe. The same things are written. It feels so. Okay. So the first point, independence of severity, it is given here. Second point is given here, independence, given neutralizing antibodies. Right. The third point, robustness. These are the robustness. And fourth point is response to strain. Yes, that is enough. You give it a read if you feel so, but in my opinion, this infographic is more than enough. You just have to know about T cell lymphocytes, right? No, try to find it out. What are the various types of lymphocyte? You'll come across this term. Actually, you already have come across this term in your static section, right? Now let's see the small news snapshots. Scientists who tested more than 1,000 decreased people at city morgue in Lusaka, Zambia, found that a third were infected with COVID. The findings, not yet peer reviewed, suggest that the true extent of COVID-19 in region could be larger than thought. Okay. Native forest is better. Yes, it is always better because the ecosystem that is created cannot takes time for creation, and every forest is a very unique ecosystem, and it cannot be, once it is lost, it cannot be rebuilt. Fine. Not all forest restoration efforts deliver the same biodiversity benefit. Research compared performance of monoculture tree plantation with diverse native forest in 53 countries. The native forest provided better carbon storage, obviously, and were better at preventing soil erosion. Monoculture trees plantation yielded more wood. So for economic benefit, yes, monoculture is a very good thing. It will lead to more wood and more forest producers, but from ecological point of view, biodiverse forest means a native forest would be better. It will provide more carbon storage and better soil erosion prevention facilities, right? Fruit flies need sleep. Sleep seems to be as old as animals themselves. Even those with simplest nervous system such as jellyfish and hydra do it. Experiment on sleep deprived fruit flies found reactive oxygen species building up in the gut and cutting the lifespan in half. Okay, so in absence of sleep, what happened? Reactive oxygen species build up in the gut of these fruit flies, right? Genetically modified flies were able to survive without sleep. Okay, so GM flies were able to survive without sleep also. Selecting good embryos. Scientists say that they can sequence almost the whole genome of a day-old embryo created for in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization means in lab. They were able to achieve this feat with so few cells by filling in the blank with their knowledge of parent DNA. Researchers then calculated the risk at the person with genome might develop certain disease. Okay. So again, genome sequencing is possible, and the genome sequencing for the child is also possible by sequencing the genome of the parents. Fine. How mitochondria adapted to a living without cell? Now we know that what is mitochondria, where it is written. Yes, mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, powerhouse of the cell. What is mitochondria? Mitochondria is powerhouse of the cell. Look, here is the mitochondria. Let me change the pen color, then you will get it. Okay, let me take red. Now this part is called mitochondria. Okay, this is nucleolus, this is nuclear membrane. Fine. This is ER, endoplasmic reticulum. This is cytoplasm. Okay, these are Golgi bodies. Okay, these may also be ER and all those things. There are many more things like lysosomes. etc. Right. So this is mitochondria. Mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell. It is saying that how mitochondria adapted to living within cells. Okay, so how mitochondria adapted inside a cell. The article is all about that. We know that mitochondria is considered to be a prokaryote. Prokaryotic cell means cell without fixed or without nucleus. Consider this very simple definition. And fine. And what is the opposite of prokaryotic? Eukaryotic. What is this? Cell with nucleus, defined nucleus, right? Without defined nucleus. Okay. So prokaryotic cell. So mitochondria is considered a prokaryotic cell, and it over the year of time with evolution, it over the years with evolution, it got what? It got attached or got integrated in a eukaryotic cell. Now there are three more things. Chromosomes. You understand what is chromosomes? Yes. Chromosomes is present in three places inside in a cell: nucleus, mitochondria, and chloroplast. Right. So three things, three places it is present. Where it is present? Nucleus, mitochondria, and chloroplast. So chloroplast is in plant cell, so it is not relevant with animal cell. Now this is cell membrane. Okay, I forgot to write this. Right. So chloroplast. Okay. So these three places have, these three organelles have the chromosomes. So you see mitochondria has its own chromosome, so does nucleus. Okay. So mitochondria can produce power and has its own chromosome. So isn't it that it is the cell without nucleus? It could have independently existed if not existed within a cell. Yes, it could have. Therefore it is the article is saying that how mitochondria adapted to living within a cell. Okay, billion of years ago, a prokaryotic organism called archaea. So there was a prokaryotic. Prokaryote means without a defined nucleus. Okay, called archaea, captured a bacterial endosymbiont. So what archaea did? It captured a bacteria and inside it its own body, right? And that bacteria went on to become, and this system went on to become the mitochondria inside a cell. Okay. Let's see very minutely. An organism that has been around for 2 billion years ago has given biologists a clue as how mitochondria become an inseparable part of animal and plant cell. The researcher led by this man identified two key transformation, one in the molecule known as DTD for short and another in tRNA, transfer RNA. Now you know RNA are of three types: mRNA, tRNA, and rRNA, right? mRNA means messenger RNA, tRNA means transfer or transmission or transfer RNA, and rRNA means ribosomal RNA. Now mRNA will bring message from nucleus for protein synthesis. tRNA brings amino acid etc. for protein synthesis, and rRNA synthesizes protein. Okay, so these are three types of RNA. Okay, so two things are there: DDT and another tRNA. Our lab works on molecule called amino acetyl RNA deacylase. Okay, deacylase DTD. We observed some unexpected biochemistry of eukaryotic DDT that could be explained based on endosymbiotic origin of complex eukaryotic cell organelles. Endosymbiosis is an intense form of symbiosis when one of the organism is captured and internalized by other. Means this bacteria was there, right, and this was the archaea. Okay, what happened? Archaea got it inside itself. Now what is there? This bacteria is now inside archaea. Fine. This is called what? Endosymbiosis. So it is a very intense form of symbiosis. Today mitochondria are well known to be integral part of eukaryotic cell. They are dubbed as powerhouse of the cell, as I mentioned, because they help in generating energy from ATP in form of ADP inside cell. It do what? ADP to ATP via Krebs cycle, right? Okay. but they were not always part of the animal and plant cell. Once, about 2 billion years ago, a prokaryotic organism without a nucleus called archaea captured a bacteria cell. The bacteria cell learned to live within the archaea as an endosymbiont. How this happened has been an important question among biologists. In late 19th century, microscopists observed that organelles like chloroplast and later mitochondria undergo division inside eukaryotic cell that resembles bacterial division, which led them to suspect that these organelles might have arisen from bacterial endosymbionts. Fine. So two things are there. One is chloroplast and other is mitochondria. Okay. Undergo division inside eukaryotic cell. Look, I have already said one thing, that the chloroplast, mitochondria and nucleus have their own chromosome, and it is very obvious that chloroplast and mitochondria would be now showing cell division type of thing, inside a cell, which itself arises the question that are they a product of endosymbiosis, right? Ancient organism. By studying an organism known as Jacobid, which has been around since before animal and fungi branched off from plants and algae in the process of evolution, the researchers have identified two adjustments that has taken place to facilitate the integration of two organisms. These adjustments were made in the process of optimization when two of the organisms merged together. Evidently, for compatibility, the researchers saw that these changes in protein DTD and tRNA carrying an amino acid glycine for protein synthesis are crucial for successful emergence of mitochondria. What it is saying, that there was changes in what? In DTD and tRNA. For tRNA, I have already said that transfer RNA transfers the amino acid and at the site of synthesis of protein, right? These two changes led to development or successful emergence of mitochondria. Amino acid come with two types of hardness, left-handed and right-handed. Accordingly, the name has been L or D, right? All life form function with only the L amino acid, means left amino acid. Okay. In addition to archaeal glycerin in protein performing the role of a proofreader, the protein DTD removes D amino acid from entering protein synthesis, right? So L is only needed for life and D is not needed for life. So DTD does what? DTD, like a gauze, like a gauze or like a gauze, will separate D amino acid and only let L amino acid enter the protein synthesis. Before it got incorporated into eukaryotes, when it was part of the bacterial cell, DTD would not act on glycine, in which which is essential for protein synthesis, right? So initially DTD was not acting on any glycine, which was essential for protein synthesis. This preference was changed so that it would be compatible with eukaryotic cell. The eukaryotic DTD has changed its recognition code preference in order to avoid the towards removal of glycerin, which is a crucial ingredient required for the same. Okay, so you understand now what happens after this endosymbiosis. Eukaryotic DTD changes its recognition code preference in order to avoid untoward removal of glycerin. So to avoid the unrequired removal of glycerin, what does it did? DTD changes preference. Okay, switch in base and all those things, no need to go in such deep, just understand the concept. Case of plant cell also it has given. So these are very details. Just know about the cell, about mitochondria, how it functions, right? And that would be enough. And what is this endosymbiont or endosymbiosis? Okay, so integrating a cell within another cell. So the question that can arise from here is, mitochondria is a prokaryotic cell in a maybe eukaryotic cell, right? Okay, so anything else? Smoking causes over 7 million deaths a year. Okay, this is a fact. This is a very good fact to be written in examination for questions with substance abuse. So over 7 million deaths, it is a very large number. India has about 12 crore smokers. This need to be cut. Okay, so we have about 12 crore smokers which needs to be cut. We know what will be the content of this article. Okay, give it a read. I don't think it is very necessary to just know so many things about tobacco thing. No, knowing is very good thing, but as far as exam is concerned, fine, just give it a read. Integrate this fact in your notes, right? That would be enough for this. So with this we have done the science and tech section for this, yes, Sunday, March 27, 2022. Okay. So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Also, keep studying hard, keep following your dreams and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard and follow your dreams.